What's up, team, and welcome to Mettle Memo number 28. Today's topics include cold plunging after strength training, the addict purge, meals and macros, and workouts of the day. Before we dive into this, I have this on YouTube, so you could watch it on YouTube, or you could actually watch it on Spotify while you're listening to it as well. Updates, we have the training program, the Summer Shred 12-week training program. That is on my Substack. I release 1 week every Sunday at 4 a.m. Pacific time, and it costs $6 a month. So subscribe, check it out, and let's get shredded for this summer. Some housekeeping. We have the sponsorships of supplements and ketones. So the supplements, as you guys know now, is Transparent Labs. It's the cleanest. It's third-party tested. It's everything I take. So my go-to is the 100% grass-fed whey protein. I take the creatine HMB, lean pre-workout, vitamin D3K2, multivitamins, and my favorite is the Hydrate. It's the electrolyte mix. It tastes incredible, and it's from coconut water powder. The other thing is ketones. So ketones has been like my secret weapon. It curbs my appetite. It keeps me in this like sixth gear that I didn't really know I had. I'm focused. I'm determined. Every time I take it twice a day, once before my workout and once in the mid-afternoon. So I don't really like take caffeine after, call it noon, because I want to go to bed and sleep really well, but taking a shot of ketones has helped immensely with that. I have the article archives. The last post I did was on Tried and True, which is a new series that I'm doing of all the gear, the gadgets, the tech, or anything for fitness related or sleep related or health related that I've actually tried, and then I give a review on them and where to buy them if you're interested. I don't work with all the companies that I put on there. It's just what I truly like. So let's begin. Lessons learned. Strength training and cold plunging. Everyone who is subscribed to this letter must know about cold plunging at this point and the benefits that it has. But if you do live under a rock, here's a quick overview. 1, reduces muscle soreness, or DOMS, delayed onset muscle soreness. So cold plunging after intense weight training can reduce the delayed onset muscle soreness by constricting blood vessels and reducing inflammation. 2, improves recovery between sessions. So this can help speed up your recovery if you're training very frequently or doing like a 2-a-day session. 3, decreases perceived fatigue. So cold exposure can blunt fatigue and improve readiness for your next session. And 4, potential mental benefits. It improves your mood, reduces stress, and boosts resilience. So indirectly supporting training consistency. Sounds pretty epic, right? Well, over the past 2 months of weight training, I've been implementing cold plunges into every post-lift workout I do until I found this out. So for reference, I use a cold plunge at 42 degrees Fahrenheit for about 5 or 6 minutes, and I used to do it every day after my weight training sessions. So what actually happens when you do cold plunging for muscle strength and hypertrophy? 1, it actually blunts muscle hypertrophy. So studies have shown plunging immediately after resistance training can actually reduce anabolic signaling, limiting muscle growth. This effect is more pronounced if you cold plunge within 1 hour of lifting, which is primarily what I've been actually doing. Number 2, it reduces inflammation, as we said before, but maybe by too much. So while inflammation sounds bad, a certain amount is actually essential for muscle adaptation. So cold plunges may suppress this natural response. More on how I'm implementing cold plunges in my routine now moving forward is going to be further down. I'll get to that in a second. And number 3, it can disrupt hormonal responses. So post-training, cold exposure may reduce testosterone and growth hormone spikes that actually help with your muscle building. I unfortunately learned this the hard way. So when should you cold plunge? Well, first and foremost, you need to ask yourself, what are your goals? If it is an increase in dopamine and alertness, then hell yeah, cold plunge all you want. If it's muscle growth, consider changing the frequency and the timing of your cold plunge. So below I put a chart that will help you choose when is the right time to cold plunge. So this is how it's broken down. You have 3 columns. You have your goal, your cold plunge timing, and your recommendation. So the goal, muscle growth. Timing, avoid about 4 to 6 hours after training. Recommendation, do it on rest days or in the morning before your training. For your goal, recovery and soreness, okay to do after workouts, but maybe not every session. So recommendation is use it selectively, like 1 or 2 times a week. If your goal is strength maintenance, it's safe to use more regularly. So your recommendation would be focus on using it as much as you want, but specifically during your deload weeks. And if your goal is fat loss and wellness, the timing of it, you can use daily, but separate from lifting. And the recommendation is much in the beginning, so morning plunges, and that could increase your alertness and your dopamine. For me, this is my routine. So I'm using the summer shred workout routine, which has the week split like this. Monday upper, Tuesday lower, Wednesday HIIT training, Thursday upper, Friday lower, Saturday LISS training, low intensity steady state. And then Sunday is rest with optional mobility. So now I've altered this to include my cold plunges on Wednesdays, Saturdays, and Sundays. So Wednesdays after HIIT, Saturdays after LISS, and Sundays on recovery. Now, I've actually read studies that show that cold plunging after cardio is also not good for muscle growth and blood flow, as I mentioned, kind of described before. But for now, I'm making the educated decision to continue to do something I love and focus on the strength training days to avoid the cold plunge to increase the maximum amount of gains as possible. That's it for Lessons Learned Part 2. Tip of the week. Purge your addict. Now, this is a metaphor for your mind. I recently did a brain dump in a journal of all the things that were scattered in my mind and needed to really come out. So I journal pretty regularly, but this one was different, very different. This was like an unadulterated, unedited, and as fast as possible brain explosion onto paper. And actually, for me, it was typing. It was on my screen, so I like to type my journal. That's just what I like to do. As a result, I was able to see very clearly like all the thoughts that were occupying my mind and what stood out. And that actually shocked me because 95% of what I had written down almost held no weight. Fears, emotions, anxieties over things I either A, could not even control, or B, did not actually affect my life in a meaningful way. I recognized I was filled with, frankly, bullshit. Just BS floating around in my head, taking up space to be more present for others and more thoughtful. So this, quote, purge gave me a very clear message. I spend too much time putting focus on where there is no value. There were, however, about 10 things that held extreme value. They were life choices, they were career choices, relationship and partnership choices that were really left. It was actually beautiful to see these like 5 or 10 thoughts that were holding the same weight as the 50 other things that didn't make a difference. Therefore, were these 5 or 10 thoughts really worth the stress, or worth just noting that they were there and dealing with them as they come? So give the addict purge a try. You might just feel the weight of the world release off your shoulders. Part 3, what am I eating? Below are some pictures and macros of the foods I've enjoyed cooking or making or eating from the past week. So the first one is scrambled eggs with cottage cheese, sweet potatoes, avocado, blueberries, and kiwi. So a lot of fruit in the morning. Calories 430, protein 30 grams, fat 19 grams, and net carbs 27 grams. Number 2, my absolute favorite dish that I think I've ever made. It was salmon bites with crispy rice, avocado, cabbage slaw and carrots, and then a yogurt lemon chili dressing. So calories 670, protein 44 grams, fat 30 grams, and your net carbs 49 grams. Lastly, we have chicken thighs, sweet potatoes, and a salad with sliced Honeycrisp apples. Calories 365 grams, protein 27, fat 15, and net carbs 27. So, how have I been training? Well, I'm back to running, but kind of. I'm running every other day on a return to running program. My running right now consists of 3 minutes of running, 1 minute of walking, and repeat that 8 times. I'm going to do that every other day for about 3 sessions, and then build that to 4 minutes or maybe 5 minutes, and then slowly start increasing the actual rep range. So right now I'm at 8, and so it's a total of, 24 minutes of actually running, and then next will be 30 minutes, 32 minutes, and so on and so forth. So how do I get the cardio going? Because I want to get back to marathon shape and get the engine going. Well, I'm doing the circuits. I'm doing the summer shred program. So every Wednesday, we're doing high intensity interval training. I put options there of what we could tackle, and I choose one of those options and just get after it. It's either 30 minutes or 45 minutes. Sometimes I'll add in like slow row at the end, just trying to keep the cardio and the engine running so I can get back when I'm running again to full speed and not fall too far behind. So the lifting is also within the summer shred program. As mentioned before, it's the upper, lower hit, upper, lower, low intensity, steady state cardio. I actually put a free week of the summer shred program as a link in this newsletter. So actually check out the newsletter or read the description, and I'll have the downloadable link there, and you get the full week for free. Check it out. See if you like it. If you like it, subscribe. It's $6. And if you don't like it after a month, it's a cup of coffee, and you just got a great workout program. Plus, I think the aesthetic of it is pretty cool. I spent a lot of time in the editing it. And I'm also doing this program as well as completed this program earlier. So that is it for Mettle Memo number 28. Fortify your mind. Adios.